What's good, YouTube? It's A1EXTRASAUCE. You know what I'm saying? My first time on YouTube, my first time making content. This your first time seeing me, so welcome. Y'all check me out, you know what I'm saying? But don't go gentle, man. Just constructive criticism, you know what I'm saying? Let me know what I can work on, what I can improve. It's good to be here, feel good to be here. Well, I got you here. Go ahead and leave a thumbs up. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and put a ding and that notification button so you know what I'm saying, you can get all my new content when it drops. So let's get into it. What we doing today basically is we got a client that requested a mid-ball fade, no hair off the top, a little bit of beard work as well. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna fade the client, have them nice and tight, get the hairline nice and straight, no pushback, blend the beard in. We're gonna show you guys how to do that as well. And yeah, like I said, let's get into it. If y'all see anything that I can improve on, y'all let me know. But if y'all here to learn, then you know, like I said, here we go. Let's get y'all saucy. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm setting in my first fade line. I already have my bald line set underneath. So I'm going in with the blade open and setting in that first fade line, continuing to brush my client's hair to make sure all the hairs are in place. What I'm doing next is I'm going in with the guard halfway closed and just flicking up, getting that blend nice and light, nice and right, feathering the bottom, just basically getting it nice and light, getting ready for the next step. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but I'm not using the whole blade all the time. I'm going in with my corners. I'm going in with the front of the blade, the sides of the blade, basically just trying to finesse that blend. You know what I mean? Trying to get it right where I want it to be for the next step. And you guys will see that in a minute. But like I said, all I'm doing is basically keeping it nice and consistent, using the comb, using the clipper blade in its entirety, not just using the front. You can see I'm using the sides, the front, the whole blade as I need it, when I need it, you know? And if you look right here closely, I'm going in and I'm stretching that skin upwards so I can get more space to make that blend more feathery and gradient the way that I need it to be, real buttery and saucy, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going and stretching that skin up, and then right here I'm stretching the skin downward so I can get that same effect. Using the clippers in a downward motion as well, because his hair grows in a whole bunch of crazy directions. So you gotta make sure that you're thorough and you're efficient. Right here I'm using my one guard open, basically setting the stage for the rest of the fade. Getting that blend nice and set in. And as you can see, I'm staying consistent to my word. I'm cutting in every direction that the hair shows me that it grows, and not the way that I want to cut it. Because if I were to do that, I would end up with a lot of patches and a lot of light spots, and we don't want to do that. And I don't know if you've seen what I just did right there, but I just basically closed the lever to that one, and I'm flicking under that open one, basically making that lower level gradient, basically busting down the bulk line between the one open and the no guard open. And to tell you the truth, most times you'll have to come back with that one guard halfway open to make that middle section a little bit more gradient. But it looks like I lucked up right here and I was able to just keep going in the fade. So right here I'm going in with a half guard, and this half guard is open right now. I'm trying to basically work my way into getting this bottom line created by that one open blend all the way out. And I'm playing with the lever in the process. Basically what that means is I'm opening and closing my lever, winning where I see it needs it, because sometimes you'll have lighter spots in the fade, sometimes you'll have darker spots in the fade. So I'm using different techniques to basically get the fade that I want. Like right here, I'm coming back with the no guard open just to try to finesse that bottom line out a little bit more to make that fade a little bit more saucy and a little bit more buttery like I was talking about earlier. So right here, I'm coming at the hair with a 1.5 guard, and it's not getting me the results that I wanted to. I'm coming at it every which way, and it's not giving me the results that I want to. So I switched over the clipper, put that good old one guard on that and its master, and we start to busting that thing down. And I know y'all like, wait, why did Cause bro, every clipper has a different basically outcome. So I'm using this clipper right here because the teeth are longer. Basically it's giving me a little bit more room and a little bit more comb, if that makes any sense, to basically get that hair in that blade and you know, fine tune it to where I need it to be. So right here, I'm coming in with my gold Babyliss Effects trimmers, and I'm basically getting started on that line, basically getting those vertical bars or the pillars basically of that hairline set in. And I'm coming back with my Andis Masters cordless, basically playing with that lever, just trying to get that blend a little bit more stretch, a little bit more gradient, because I did see some imperfections, so I went back in. So what I'm doing right here is I'm starting on the bottom of the ear with the no guard open, establishing the first fade line in the beard. And while I'm doing that, I'm closing the blade more and more each time as I go to the temple area to establish that fade, like I said. And by the time you get to that temple area, you should be flicking with a closed blade, because that's the only way to get that line that was set in by the trimmers out, completely out. And the reason why that I brought my wall magic clips back out is because that they're set way closer than my Andis Masters are. So I'm really surgical with those. Those really get that line out. It's not because, oh, he got hella clippers. Nah, it's just because I really use my tools the way I need to use my tools. So I'm coming back in with the wall magic clips, basically to make sure that fade is nice and endless, you know what I mean? So basically right here, I'm busting out the Babyliss FX3 trimmers to basically get those lines set in nice and crispy, because these trimmers hit hella hard. And not only do they hit hella hard, but you can't set them back. So Babyliss, we need y'all to get on that, because these clippers be tearing our clients up, and you can't set them back unless you mod it. So we need y'all to come out with a FX3 2.0 blade or something like that that you can set back and adjust, because there ain't no way. And you probably noticed me switching between my FX3 trimmers and my Babyliss Gold FX trimmers on the beard area, because like I said, all my clippers do a different job, so I use them to their strengths in the areas that I need to use them to. So right here, I'm restarting the process on the other side of the head, basically coming in with that one guard all the way open, setting in that first fade line, prepping this side of the head, basically getting it ready for the steps that we took on the opposite side. So what I'm doing right here is basically I'm taking my wall magic clip, one guard closed, and I'm feathering out that bottom line after I just basically put it in with the one guard open. So to fine tune that bottom line out a little bit more, I'm coming in with my half guard all the way open, and then I'm gonna start playing with that lever basically to create that gradient feather effect that I want, instead of a real faint but still harsh line that's just throwing your whole fade off. So this is just a technique that I use that you can use too. So right here, what I'm doing is I'm coming at it again with the 1.5 guard, basically attacking some of that bulk to make sure that that blend and that transfer in the blend is nice and smooth. So basically we don't have no harsh lines or any inconsistencies in the transfer or the gradients of the fade. And what I'm doing right here is I'm coming back with the one guard all the way open, basically to attack some of those dark spots or inconsistencies in the fade, basically to tie it all together a little bit better. So what I'm doing right here is I'm coming back in with my Babyliss FX3 trimmers, and I'm basically getting started on that hairline, just the side though, basically on the pillar, just to get it set in so I know what I'm working with. And so when I come back to do the rest of the hairline, all I have to do is the front. So doing what I did on the opposite side, I'm coming in from the bottom of the ear up to the temple with the clipper blade all the way open. And right here, you can see me doing a little detail work because I did see a little bit of hair poking out, so I went ahead and did that. But what I'm doing is I'm going, like I said, and I'm flicking that lever closed more and more till I get to that temple area, and then that whole area should be blended out perfect. And just like on the opposite side, I'm bringing back my magic clips basically to do the detail work and the fine tuning. Because again, my magic clips are zeroed way closer than my Andis Master, so they're gonna give me a way more close blend. And what I'm about to do right here is basically, I'm coming in with my one guard open basically to transfer that blend a little bit better, but to still keep it looking a little natural, because the client did request that the beard was kept a little bit more messy, but still he wanted a little tight blend up in the temple ear area. So that's exactly what I gave him. Doing a little bit more detailed work right here, as you can see, coming back into the side of the fade, basically attacking some of the inconsistencies. So I'm turning the client to get started on the back of the head, and as you can see, the client does have a little baby dip, aka hot dog pack in the back. So what I had to do is right there lift up the little hot dog pack basically and start chopping at it every which way that it was called for to get the hair even with the rest of the hair in the area. And don't be embarrassed either, because you got to do that sometimes. As uncomfortable as it might be in a situation, because I've seen it worse. Some people really got lips in the back of their hair, so you know, you got to do what you got to do. Shout out to my boy though, we came out clean. So while I was basically talking about lips in the back of clients' heads, I know y'all probably seen that I used that 2-guard basically around the perimeter of the messy top, high top, or whatever you want to call it, basically to try to transfer some of that bulk in and to get rid of that contrast that I was talking about earlier. And like I said, every haircut calls for different techniques. So right here you see me using the 1.5 guard, kind of blending up and down at the same time, technically tying in the side of the fade into the back of the fade. Usually I don't use this cutting technique. I usually basically start the bald line, do the guidelines around the whole head, and work with the guidelines around the whole head. I never really bust it down into parts like I'm doing in this video right here, but I just figured I would try something new just for the sake of YouTube and just for the sake of, like, you know, it's my first video, so I might as well do something different. So this was a personal challenge for myself because I never cut like this again. So let me know how I did. If you guys can give me any pointers or any tips, drop them in the comment section. And if y'all did make it this far in the video, big salute from me to you. Let's keep this thing going. And don't trip that I really talked through the whole back of the hair, because I know I did, but don't trip because I got you. The back of the haircut is essentially the same steps as the sides. So basically do that and you are golden. Blend down, blend up, even blend to the side if you need to. Anything to get that haircut looking the way you need it to look. And don't feel bad if you have to do extra detail work in the back, because that's always the case most of the time. So right here, what I'm doing is I'm going in with the FX3 Babyliss trimmer again, basically setting in that nice crispy line on the beard. Right here, I'm using my gold Babyliss FX trimmers. And why I'm doing this is because I'm getting rid of any overhang on the lip. So that's creating a nice crispy line on the lip. Basically, that's how you get a nice crispy mustache. You can line the top up as much as you want, but if you don't set that lip line in straight or get all that overhang off, it's never gonna happen. It's time to bust out that razor, baby. You see it, going in with the razor work. And if you know me, you know I love the razor game. That's me all day, all night. 25A, I love the razor. Whether it's hairlines, designs, beards, whatever, I love the razor. So what I'm doing right here is I'm coming in doing the razor work over everything I originally lined with the clippers, just to give it that extra little sauce to it, you know what I'm saying? That extra little umph. Cause without the razor, it ain't an official haircut. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm putting them all the way in the game. So as dumb as this looks, this is my mini muscle memory routine that I use basically to get this side of the beard matching the opposite. And with this client, he doesn't like trimmers all over his face. So what I do is I'll start the beard, that curve in the beard from the temple off with the trimmers, and then I'll finish like right here in that area, I'll finish with the razor, and it still comes out nice and crispy, ash lines and everything. So right here, I'm getting ready to start on a hairline. So I'm combing it down, and then everything that I combed down behind it, I combed up, if that makes any sense. So I combed the front of the hairline down, everything I'm gonna knock down, and then everything behind it, I combed it upwards back into the messy top of the high top, or whatever you wanna call it. So I'm hitting them with some spritz spray right now. It's the same brand that makes that pink hairspray, but they got a hold spray. It's a great hold, but it's real messy to work with. And as you can see, I really just left a whole band of residue on this man's forehead, and that ain't cool. So shout out to 360 Jeezy. I didn't watch the video before I made this video, but he made a video basically showing barbers how we can basically use spritz or that same spray without it leaving all that residue and without using a whole bunch at the same time. So shout out to Jeezy for that. And what I just did is I busted down the front of the hairline with the Andis Masters no guard open, so that I can come back behind it with these Babyliss Gold FX trimmers to kind of get that hairline on point and to get it sitting where we need it to sit without all the overhang and all the bulk in the way. And I really need you to peep, I'm really staying consistent to what I said earlier. I'm not using a whole trimmer for certain jobs. So for the corner of the hairline, I'm using the corner of the trimmers. For the flat part of the hairline, in the front, I'm using the flat part of the trimmer because it's gonna give you the straightest results And then when it comes to rounding that part in the front, I'm using the corners, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm coming in to basically using the flats again, but transferring back into that corner, because you don't want to, you know, break the skin. You don't want to use, my clippers are sharp, so I don't know about y'all's, but for me, I got to use my clippers with precaution, because I don't want to cut my clients. And if I was to just put the whole flat blade on the clippers on a client's head, it won't be pretty. So basically that's what you see me doing here, is I'm using every part of the trimmer to its advantage. So now I'm getting ready to use the enhancement card, the Tune 45 color enhancement card. And I'm not gonna even lie to y'all, this is my brody Rio's card. This is my brody Rio's air compression set. He just let me use it. He put me on the whole enhancement game when it comes to the air compression. I was using a topic, but he upped me. So shouts out to the bro Rio. It's always love. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but I'm not using the enhancements on the whole hairline. I'm only using it in the corners and parts of the front, never in the dead center of the hairline. Only reason I say this is because when you put it in a dead center, you start giving people the Steve Harvey, Jamie Foxx look. And you don't really, unless they ask for that, you don't really want to give them that, because most people don't even want enhancements to begin with. So when you do get a client that actually, you know, is down for the enhancements, it's always better to go light and to prove them wrong, because they expecting a full Steve Harvey when they look in the mirror. I know y'all just seen me point the enhancement spray gun at his hairline after I just said I don't do that, but I let the client see the mirror. He wanted the whole full Harvey. He was trying to go full Steve Harvey. He had a date that night, you know what I'm saying? He was trying to get set in to win. So I went ahead and sprayed the front with the enhancement spray as well, just making it dark all over, basically evenly dark hairline. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I learned personally that less is more. And there's certain ways to, you know, finesse it so the finished product doesn't have that artificial look to it. So after giving them the final touch-ups, I'm gonna spin them around in a chair, let the camera see the work, let the camera do the talking. Not really, because y'all know I talk hella much. That's me right there in the back looking like a crackhead, you know what I'm saying? Showing y'all the finished product of this fire cut. Let me know what y'all think. I don't want to be over here tooting my own horn. Let me know what y'all think. If I can improve, let me know where I can improve. There's always room for improvement, so I'm open for all criticism. I just want to know, when you get done with a haircut and you look in the mirror, are you looking at yourself like this? Are you trying to stop yourself from smiling but just can't? Look at my guy though, bro. Brought him back from the dead. That's pretty much it. Y'all seen it. Y'all seen it. It's done. It's a wrap. The finished product don't lie. You know what I'm saying? It's blended. It's all there. It's A1, it's extra saucy. Like I said, we're gonna get you extra saucy. So go ahead and play this video back if you missed something. You know what I'm saying? And go ahead and listen a little bit slower, because I know I do talk kind of fast. So go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, you missed something, it's all there. Like I said, hit that subscribe button, ding that notification bell, like the video, and we out.